Welcome to another movie plot and enjoy the memories. Set in an enchanted sunlit forest inhabited by all manner of supernatural creatures. The Dark Lord lives in his castle unable to leave the protection of his shadows as it shields him from the fatal sunlight. He orders his most black-hearted minion Blix to kill the last 2 unicorns as it will cause eternal darkness allowing him to emerge from his lair. Although repelled by her beauty, the decrepit goblin and his companions stalk the Princess Lili as they need someone innocent for bait to attract the majestic animals. Along with pig-faced Pox and the always armored Blunder, they intend to cut off the unicorn's horns and bring them back to their master. The defiant Lili sneaks out on occasions to visit a kind peasant woman living on the edge of the enchanted forest named Nell. She doesn't remain there for long, and as Lili departs, the woman warns her that the woods are full of dangerous creatures. Her actual intentions for being out there is to visit her forest child boyfriend Jack, who can converse with the animals and has knowledge of the woods. Jack says that he has a surprise for Lili and takes her to see the last unicorns, unaware that Blix and his 2 companions are following them. Mortals aren't even permitted to lay eyes on the sacred animal, but against Jack's warnings, an enamored Lili runs out, approaching the large stallion. It looks over the stranger and deems Lili harmless enough to pat it, making the stallion a vulnerable target for the goblin leader when stationary. Blix seizes the opportunity by shooting a poison dart into what he calls the ugly one-horned mule, making it rejoin the mare and gallop away. Having not witnessed the goblin assassination, Jack's angry at Lili for scaring the creature, but she apologizes and they make up. The hunting party chase after the unicorns until the large stallion succumbs to the poison and collapses, allowing Blix to chop off its horn. When Jack tells Lili that he wants to marry her, she gives him a challenge by tossing her ring into a pond and saying that she'll agree if he can retrieve it. Jack leaps into the water and begins to dive down, but Blix removes the horn, causing the whole world to suddenly plunge into an ice age. The harsh blizzard forces Lili to take shelter in the nearby Nell's house, where she finds everything frozen solid, including Nell herself. Out of breath and unsuccessful in finding the ring, Jack swims to the surface but is met by a thick layer of ice that he must smash his way through. Meanwhile, Lili hides in the loft when she hears riders approaching as Blix and the killers arrive seeking shelter. Listening to them brag about what they've done, Lili realizes that she provided them the opportunity to steal the horn, which Blix waves around, casting magic from like it's a wand. After looting the place, they leave to deliver the horn to the Lord of Darkness as Lili vows to make everything right again in the world. After using all of his energy to escape from the pond, Jack has a nap and is woken by a Tinkerbell-like pixie named Oona. Accompanied by a group of fairies led by the elf Honeythorn Gump, they're confused by the sudden change of climate and have come investigating. Jack admits that he took Lili to touch a unicorn, which outrages Gump, who says that the human must now be punished. Realizing that Jack's motives were driven by love for Lili, he says he can be forgiven if he can solve his riddle. Which he does so almost immediately, sending Gump into little spasms as he was really looking forward to killing Jack. He ends up getting over it and shares a bottle of elderberry wine with Jack and the fairy folk Brown Tom and Screwball. Afterwards, they discover the carcass of the stallion with the still living mare and realize why the world's fallen into darkness. Gump says that a hero is going to be needed to put things right and selects Jack despite his protest that he knows nothing about weapons. Leaving Tom guarding the remaining unicorn, Gump takes Jack to a hidden treasure trove, and while the others wait outside, Oona takes him into the center. Once inside, she reveals that she's able to assume the form of anything he desires, but makes him promise to keep it a secret from Gump. He agrees, and they look around some more to find a gilded suit of armor and weapons that'll help Jack on his quest to defeat the darkness. Meanwhile, Blix torments his companion Blunder with the magic of the horn and talks about being able to overthrow the Lord of Darkness with it. Suddenly he arrives in his cloaked form to hide from the rising sun, so Blunder grabs the horn to use against him but greatly overestimates its ability. The darkness summons a corpse to take Blunder back to his lair while demanding the other 2 minions finish their job and kill the other unicorn. Having been following the goblin party, Lili overhears the conversation and runs back to the unicorns, where Brown Tom's standing guard of the mare. He blames her for the stallion's death while Lili tries to warn him about the goblins, but she's too late as they begin approaching to kill the mare. Brown Tom shows why he was put on guard as he uses his frying pan to deflect all of the incoming arrows from hitting the unicorn. While talking smack, one catches Tom in the forehead, and with him out of commission, the goblins decide to take both the unicorn and Lili back to Darkness's lair. When the others finally get there, they find Tom still alive as the arrow luckily hit him in his brain. The party follows the goblins' trail in the snow, leading them all the way to Big D's fortress, but they must first cross the swamp surrounding it. Screwball's sent to test their way forward, and when he's swallowed up by it, he spat back out as the water hag Meg Mucklebones isn't into the taste of fairies. She would rather eat the tasty-looking human, but she gets distracted by her own reflection in the shield and his flattering words. When she takes it from him to keep as a mirror, he draws his sword and lops her head off, defeating the powerful enemy in his first ever real combat. As the party get closer to the castle, they all fall through a trapdoor, down a slide, and into a giant cage inside Darkness's kitchen. In the cell next to theirs they find Blunder waiting to be made into a meat pie by the beastly trolls operating the ovens. Beneath his armor he's just another fairy folk who says that he just left to find adventure but found himself way in over his head. Before they can even become acquainted, one of the cooks retrieves Blunder to use as the main ingredient of their next meal. Deciding that they have no other option, Jack reveals Oona's ability to assume a human size in order for her to help them escape. She's outraged at the humans' betrayal of her secret but says that she'll still help them escape if Jack will give her a kiss. Even after assuming Lili's appearance, Jack's unwilling to betray his love for the real thing, so Oona takes off angered by his rejection. Thinking that she left them there to rot, Oona returns with the keys to free them as she knows that Jack's their only hope at defeating the darkness. Willing to stay behind and search for Blunder with his newfound bravery, Screwball gets one look at a little creeper and runs away. He helps the party in searching the area for the unicorn while the darkness has become distracted by Lili, but he doesn't understand why. A voice from the fireplace says that it's because Lili's pure and suggests that he corrupts the princess and makes her one of them. He lets Lili go so that she thinks she escaped, allowing her to run through the empty fortress from the dungeon all the way to his throne room. Inside he's laid out jewelry to tempt her when a faceless dancer appears to frolic around the chamber, making Lili unable to resist but join it. She's soon dancing alone, clothed in the black dress and a monobrow, when the Lord of Darkness steps through a mirror in all his splendor. Lili faints, and when she wakes up she scurries away terrified of the demon, but he claims only to seek a conversation. Oona locates the throne room by walking around slowly instead of efficiently flying, and the party overhears the darkness's plan. He tells Lili that he's going to kill the unicorn at sunset to bring about eternal darkness, and reveals that the only thing that can hurt him is the sunlight. It gives Jack the idea of collecting all of the shiny platters from around the kitchen and using them to reflect sunlight inside to destroy Big D. They rejoin with Blunder when they find him tied up in a pie ready to be baked, and while throwing the platters around they make a loud noise, waking up the guards. Jack battles all of the trolls, mostly spending it avoiding their strikes, and after dousing the ovens in water it causes them to collapse in defeat. The party place their mirrors in strategic points throughout the castle while Screwball volunteers to climb a chimney since he's the smallest. He does so and successfully gets ready with the most important piece of the link, but is so exhausted from the climb that he needs a nap. Meanwhile, Lili's now being tempted with food, but she refuses to eat anything nor sit down on Big D's bubbling chair. When he begins to get angry, Lili says she'll marry him on the condition that she gets to sacrifice the unicorn herself, which the darkness thinks is a great idea. When Jack and Gump find the unicorn about to be sacrificed, they try to blast the room with sunlight, but Oona must first check on what's the holdup with Screwball. She's unable to make it in time when the chamber doors begin to swing closed, so Jack and Gump slip inside to observe the ceremony. Assuming that Lili has been converted to the dark side, as she looks perfectly comfortable being beside Big D about to swing a blade into the mare. Gump demands Jack shoot her, but he trusts Lili not to kill the unicorn and instead puts an arrow into the darkness's neck while the princess frees the mare. She gets smacked unconscious, so Jack swings down on a chain but is knocked away and charged at by the darkness like an angry bull. As he taunts him, Jack punches him and is too acrobatic for the Lord of Darkness to hit while landing a dropkick that puts the demon on his back. He puts up a good fight, but unharmed by any of this, the darkness eventually grabs the tiring Jack's face and tosses him against a wall. As he swings to finish off the forest child, Jack rolls under his sword over to the stallion's horn and sticks it into the darkness's torso. Oona finally wakes Screwball up, and together they angle the final platter to reflect light through the castle corridors and blow the doors off its hinges. It weakens the darkness and casts him towards an abyss outside of his castle, but he catches himself with the horn and clings on to life. He claims that he cannot be destroyed because there can't be light unless there's also darkness. But Jack slices off his hand and Big D's blown into the starlit abyss, leaving behind only the unicorn horn. The world's saved, but Lili still doesn't wake up, so Gump reminds Jack that he made a promise he needs to keep to her. He returns to the now unfrozen pond and dives in, but this time emerges with the ring and puts it on the princess's finger. He gives her a spell-breaking kiss, and Lili wakes up unsure if what happened was even real or if she was merely dreaming the whole thing. She gives the ring to Jack to remember her by and asks him if she can visit again tomorrow as everything just goes back to normal. Jack says that he'll remain there for her as the princess returns home to her royal duties, and Gump revives the unicorn by replacing its horn. And the movie ends.